Barretts is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson celebrating the 75th liberation with the people of Guam. Biba Guam. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar, Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Coming up on Prime Time, a bill is introduced to pay war claims to survivors locally. Plus, our Tomas Manglotna introduces you to some of the dignitaries of the 75th Liberation festivities. Also tonight, after almost 2 decades, closure on a case involving the Hotel Wharf.
Hafide, good evening, Guam. I'm Julius Santos. It's a race to pay war survivors who are losing every day. That's why Speaker Tina Barnes says she introduced a bill today to pay war claims locally. This, while legislation to release money that's been on hold because of a technical flaw continues to wind its way through Congress. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The Speaker's measure gives the governor transfer authority for up to $7.5 million to pay the first 754 survivors' claims. It's not clear where the cash will come from. That will be up to the administration to find.
I know that the governor will be working closely with her fiscal team to identify that funding source. And I know that in our efforts of working closely with everybody, that the resources will be identified and there to be able to provide this award.
The Speaker says her bill does not conflict with Congressman Michael Sinicolas's legislation. His bill is expected to be voted on soon in the House. It corrects a prior technical error in the war claims funding law and authorizes Treasury to release money that's already been set aside.
He needs to continue his efforts. We need to continue to show our sign-ups that we continue to try. The congressman's office, even before Congressman Sinicolas, have all tried. We cannot stop trying. We will fail if we stop trying.
Barnes says time is of the essence in getting survivors paid, and she believes this may be the quickest way to get it done.
I think that this approach is a very positive, fast approach moving forward. Again, I cannot predict the future, but I'm very hopeful and very prayerful that this bill moving forward, this bill 181-35 COR, will be the effort that it'll take to give to our survivors.
The Speaker says she hopes to have the bill referred as soon as tomorrow and a public hearing scheduled before the end of the month in time for the August session. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The Guam Visitors Bureau welcomed 2 liberators and a World War II veteran who served on island as young men during times of war and recovery. Tomas Manglotna sat down with the dignitaries of the 75th Annual Liberation Day Parade.
A strange familiarity is how Liberators Lloyd Glick and Raymond Faulkner and World War II veteran Gordon Rosengren describe returning to Guam with memories of the war still fresh in their minds. They share their tales with family by their side at a breakfast hosted by the Guam Visitors Bureau. Veteran Gordon Rosengren, now 94, came to the island during recovery.
What Guam looked like. I mean, everything was shot down. I don't think there was a tree standing. Yeah, it was pretty hard for the people who used to live here, no doubt about that.
He served on Guam, Saipan, Tinian, Rota, and the Marshall Islands. It's his first time back since 1945, when he was just 21 years old. 95-year-old Lloyd Glick approached Guam on the USS North Carolina. He enlisted in the Navy just months after the attack at Pearl Harbor. He chronicled stories of the battle in diary entries found in the book From Bugle Boy to Battleship.
Our purpose was to guard the aircraft carriers because the main action of World War II was aircraft to aircraft, not ship to ship.
97-year-old Raymond Faulkner served in the U.S. Marines from 1942 to 1945. As a private first class, the Purple Heart and Bronze Star medalist faced off Japanese forces head-on, sometimes not sleeping for days. He says he's back for the community.
I'm getting old. Not very much time left, and I wanted to not see the island as much as see the people.
Memories of their time on island are captured in old photographs and stories passed on for generations. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglotna.
She's just Masi Tomas. Well, two brothers accused in last month's machete attack in Manila, Emmanuel Resalap and Jordan Rachulap, will be back in court next week. At that time, attorneys will review video captured from Best Store near where the incident occurred on June 4th. Both pleaded not guilty of attempted murder in a separate case. Resalap was in court today for a 2017 armed carjacking charge. Judge Art Barcinas scheduled another further proceedings hearing for September 24th, following a re-evaluation to be conducted by a psychiatrist at Guam Behavioral Health. Well, more from Superior Court, an update on a drug bust that occurred at a Dedito home a little over a week ago. As reported, Miguelito Bataclan, Ramil Gonzalez, Ronald Bayon, Madonna Maguelfor, and Jarek Arandas were arrested and faced possession charges during an arraignment hearing for Maguelfor, Bayon, and Gonzalez. They pleaded not guilty and will be back in court next week. As for Arandas, attorney Jeff Moots was appointed as his counsel. He is scheduled to be arraigned on July 24th. Bataclan, meanwhile, was admitted to GMH for medical issues. His arraignment was also moved to next Wednesday. Imagine using the restroom and someone suddenly reaches over the stall with a cell phone to take a picture of you. That's exactly what happened to a woman who was caught at Karaoke Lounge in Tumon on the 4th of July. Arrested and charged with invasion of privacy and harassment was 33-year-old Shipley Rayburn Villanueva. Well, our next report is an update on a notice of violation that was issued 7 months ago to an Andersen Air Force Base operated water disinfection system. In January of this year, during a routine inspection of water wells around the island, employees of Guam EPA discovered that a water well servicing Northwest Field was using an unapproved method of disinfection and subsequently served a notice of violation, or NOV, to the site. According to a well operator, the approved system known as Myox went offline and was substituted with Pull-Time Chlorination Tabs 3-in-1 formula, which is classified as a pesticide by the U.S. EPA. Earlier this month, GIPA concluded its review of the Air Force Base's water logs.
We needed to make an assessment with those logs to determine how many days the system went offline and how many days an unapproved method to disinfect the water in the tank occurred.
GIPA Rec Nick Lee says that the agency was able to present their findings to the well operators and that they are making good progress in closing out their NOV. He says that both parties are currently in discussions to reach a consensus on a settlement.
We think it's important that the public understand that throughout this process, the orders of compliance that were included with the original NOV have been met. Now it's just a matter of satisfying the administrative penalty order. In the case of this notice of violation, a statutory maximum of $1,700 per day per violation can be imposed.
There are a total of 2 violations against the Andersen Air Force Base. One violation is the Safe Drinking Water Act, and one violation from the Pesticides Enforcement Program for improper use of a pesticide. The latter has been settled and carries a penalty of $750 per day per violation. EPA considers the pull tablets a pesticide. According to Lee, base officials last week requested for a continuance on the matter and that his agency has obliged.
This is part of the due process with anybody who receives a notice of violation. I think it's important to note that getting into compliance is always going to be priority, and depending on the type of notice of violation that a respondent receives, we look at other things like abatement or remedial efforts in the case of anything being contaminated or any type of environmental cleanup that needs to take place.
To get into compliance, the well operators not only had to implement an approved disinfection method. In a letter sent to Andersen Engineering, the well operators must first drain, flush, and sanitize the water storage tank and all distribution piping. Well, the Guam State Historic Preservation Office going before Historic Preservation Chair Senator Therese Terlahi at this hour. The oversight hearing will mark the first time acting SHPO Patrick Lujan has sat before senators since the controversial firing of former SHPO Linda Uggan. Questions will center on the military's process for handling inadvertent discoveries of essential sites, on military buildup construction sites, policies on human burials and remains, the upcoming military projects at the Navy's FINA base, the upcoming programmatic agreement for the Mariana Islands training and testing testing and procedures for the reports by the public. Senators have expressed concerns, many of them cited in the legislative resolution, calling for a pause on firing range construction, about how the military handles ancient sites and the artifacts in them, saying the process for quote-unquote mitigating these sites doesn't allow for true archaeological study since areas and artifacts are cleared and not studied in place. We'll stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus, and Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
After almost 2 decades, closure came today in the port YTK Case. The case involved a lease for Hotel Wharf signed in 2006 involving a series of 5-year leases totaling 45 years for a fisheries operation that never got off the ground. The case wound up before an arbitration panel which awarded YTK a now almost $20 million award, which the port appealed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, however, today determined the contract was illegal, including the fact that the legislature should have approved the long-term leasing of the property. In the end, the arbitration award was vacated. Port Authority General Manager Rory Respicio says they are pleased with the decision and will continue to focus on plans to modernize facilities. In another story, Attorney General Levin Camacho has joined dozens of AGs in calling on the Food and Drug Administration to partner with states to, quote, protect consumers of cannabis-derived products, end quote. In a release from his office, Camacho said, quote, Guam consumers need to know that any CBD products they are drinking, eating, or putting in their bodies are safe and are being marketed accurately, end quote. CBD products were legalized in the Farm Bill. Legal CBD products can contain 0.3% THC. Camacho says 37 state and territorial AGs and calling for the FDA to, quote, support continued study of the risks and benefits of these products, end quote. The AG's release coming on the heels of Magahaga Lulian Guerrero's order to release CBD goods that had been seized and held by customs for over a month. Camacho and other AGs say they are concerned companies, quote, may rely on misleading advertising and unsubstantiated claims to lure consumers to use their products, end quote. Well, 2 bills to compensate atomic radiation victims in the Pacific are now making their way through Congress. A resolution by Senator Therese Terlahi offers support for the inclusion of claimants who were exposed in Guam. It states that between 1946 and 1962, the U.S. government conducted nuclear testing in the Marshall Islands, 1,200 miles west of here. And Kathy Castro of the Pacific Association of Radiation Survivors cites compelling statistics on why Guam should be part of the Federal Radiation Exposure Compensation Program.
The Guam Cancer Registry data during the period of 2008 to 2012 shows that at least 60% of new cancer cases and cancer deaths comprise of the cancers compensable under RECA. This is an alarming statistic. This is our home and our people who have been exposed to ionizing radiation due to the measurable fallout from atmospheric testing of nuclear weapons in the Pacific.
The latest version of the radiation compensation legislation would expand coverage to more areas in 6 states and Guam. Awards for so-called downwinders range from $50,000 to $150,000. The bill would also extend fund claims for an additional 19 years. Well, here's the latest update to the fire watch that was placed on the Department of Revenue Tax. As you may recall, it was back in March during a GFD inspection of the facility that they found the fire alarm and fire suppressant system was offline. According to Revenue Tax Acting Director Michelle Santos, the bulk of the work has been done to bring it back online.
We're still on fire watch. The landlord has installed the pump and they're working on the water tank, So completion date is end of July.
The fire protection for the facility is comprised of 2 systems, the fire alarm and the fire suppressant. Santos says the fire alarm has already been installed and that the installation of the tank will be complete. The landlord will complete the landlord's work. There is, however, one more job that the agency itself has to take care of, as it is not part of the lease agreement.
We need to move our servers, the computer servers, to another room and put in a dry suppressant system, not a wet one. We need to do that on our own, and hopefully, we could get it done within the next couple months.
The Wanpat International Airport was evacuated just before 8 a.m. this morning. Heavy smoke was spotted near one of the gates inside the secure area of the terminal. GIAA Deputy Manager John Kanata says everyone was ordered to exit the building as a precautionary measure.
The smoke was getting thick, and so the ARF personnel, our fire personnel, decided to evacuate the building to make sure that it doesn't get any worse than what it is. The last flight that was going out was already loaded. The passengers were already loaded on the plane, so no passenger coming in or leaving was affected by this incident.
Kanata says they found the smoke was coming from a walkulator or moving walkway. The all clear was given and tenants were let back into the terminal after less than an hour. Well, Dave Delgado is next with your sports roundup. Keep it here.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha. In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha. Yes!
Ah, the Netherlands, home of the Stroop Waffle McFlurry from McDonald's. A mix of delicious vanilla soft serve and caramel waffle cookie pieces. But to get one, you'd have to sneak out of the office, dig out your luggage, wait for boarding group 12, figure out what that means, take a train, take a boat, take a bike, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
What are you gonna do now? How are you gonna push? How are you gonna live? It all depends on you. You ain't got time to be complaining. You ain't got time to be angry. So if you feeling weak and you in that dark place, you better find the light within yourself, because when it's all said and done, we are all brothers and sisters in battle. I ask you to be strong. Whatever challenge you face, there is no obstacle greater than you. Be productive, be powerful, and from the bottom of my heart, my name is Coach Payne, and I'm asking you to conduct your business. No!
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Our men's national basketball team are now back-to-back champions, gold medalists from the Pacific Games. Info on the way, but first off, basketball highlights from the Guam Sports Complex Gym. Check it out. U18 boys basketball highlights from the GYBA Basketball League at the Guam Sports Complex. South United taking on the Sharks. Ivan Perez with the block. Kais Penfield with the rebound. Bounce pass to Nate Clariza for the score. Sharks player Andre Montoya drives and passes the ball to teammate Ivan Perez for the basket off the backboard. Jude Babauta takes it straight to the rack for the finish. Nice little layup here. Sharks get the win 50-38. Ivan Perez contributed to the win with 10 points. Tristan Cruz with 9 in his team's losing effort. In other games, the Yellow Jackets slipped past the Nationals 37-31. John Michael Lorena with 13 points. Team STC White got the win over the Inarajan Hawks 45-32. University of Guam Upward Bound is hosting a 2K 5K fun run Saturday, July 20th at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. The cost is $10 per runner or $35 for a group of 4. For more info, email ctrosario@gdoe.net or call 797-0698. Runners can register at Gain, Gino's in Tamuning, Island Color and Copy, and at the Guam UB office located at the back of the UOG Fieldhouse. The Guam National Youth Football Federation will be kicking off their 2019 football season on August 10th. 9 teams will be taken to the field for the 10th season in the Mandikiki, Munha, Metgood, and Matua divisions. The executive board members for 2019, GNYFF President Ivan Sharoma, Vice President Paul Blas, Treasurer Eliza Cruz, Secretary Lonnie Tyron, Public Relations Joey Guerrero, Commissioners Dave Cruz and Alan Blenn. You can also visit the league website at gnyff671.com for more info. And still men's basketball champions of the Pacific Games, Team Guam took care of business against Tahiti 83-74 in the gold medal game. Guam ran the table in Samoa, going undefeated and successfully defending their gold medal. Ty Wesley led the way in the win with a game-high 24 points, shooting 61% from the floor. J.P. Cruz finished the game with 21, hitting 4 of 6 shots from the outside. Darren Hetchanova chipped in with 13, while big man Jonathan Galloway put up a double-double, scoring 10 points and pulling down 11 rebounds. Team Guam out-rebounded Tahiti 48-27 and dominated in the paint, scoring 40 points.
Check out Triple J's spectacular deals going on now during the hot summer savings event. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get into a Mazda CX-5 at its lowest price of $19,995 or $152 per paycheck. The big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $282 per paycheck, or the Honda Civic starting at only $176 per paycheck. Triple J says yes. Purchase your next vehicle online at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Well, if you're planning a big party this Liberation Weekend, or if you're a wine connoisseur, you'll want to make sure you stock up on some of your favorite wines. The second annual wine cellar sale, Sips of the Summer, will be taking place on Saturday, July 20th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. only at the Payless supermarkets in Hagåtña, Oka, and the Micronesia Mall. For one day only, take advantage of some of the greatest deals of the summer from Kendall Jackson, La Crema, Behringer, Hardee's, Stag Leap, and more. Don't miss out again on the sale. It's only from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Here are tonight's birthday shout-outs, starting with Zoe Jane Parrish Cruz, who celebrates birthday number 8. Happy birthday, Zoe Jane, from the entire family. Also, happy birthday to Aaron James Toves, coming from his dad, mom, and his entire family. That's right, each and every one of them. Happy birthday, Aaron. Zara Tahaji, happy birthday, love from your family. Happy birthday to Zara. And Ricky Arce, who celebrates a birthday today. If you blew out the candles anywhere on Earth, we hope you had the most wonderful birthday ever. So happy birthday from all of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. And that's going to do it for us here at the news. But stay tuned. Jason is next with Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.